Let's go pre-show.
Kathy and Kitty here to say pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies, oh so bright. Join us for a blast tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kitty always in the mix. Pop culture fun fix to fix. Pop Culture Kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone. Sit for everyone. I brought some for everyone. Pop Culture Kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kitty make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone.
It's Saturday night
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. It is Kathy and Kenny, and we are Pop Culture Kids. It's Sunday night, so you know what that means. We come to you every Sunday night with some pop culture news as well as a pop culture topic to dissect, not just with those listening to the podcast wherever you get your podcast, but also for those joining us live on YouTube and Facebook, Sunday nights at 8. Yes, Pop Culture Kids in the house. We come to you from the north and the south. Me from North Carolina, Kenny from South Jersey. How are you? What is up, my brother?
Hey, what's good? I am doing great, and I don't like what I did with my lights here. It looked cool in the beginning, but it doesn't look cool now, so I want to add some more. There you go, that's better. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. How's everybody doing out there? How are you doing, my sister?
I am doing. I know it's been a rough week for some folks, but hey, we move on. Forward on we move because move on we must. The
Yes.
greatest room in the world is the room for improvement. So
Biggest room in the world is room for improvement. You
biggest.
know, I saw one of your posts on Facebook, and I noticed you did something yesterday that I did.
What did I do?
You wash your car.
I surely did. Well,
I went to the car wash too. I paid $13, and I wasn't really. I'm like, what the heck?
I paid $40 because I included
Wow.
a tip because it was Auto Bell and I was supposed to get the super gloss and all this other good stuff. But you know what? I'm not even gonna.
All you gotta do is hit a button. Who's hitting the button? Beyonce? I don't understand. Why was it $40?
Exactly. They gave me just like the basic wash. I had to go through twice. And then, and they got like 15 people cleaning other people's cars. They act like they didn't even want to clean the inside of my car. And I'm like, 40, and I guess I was annoyed because I put the tip, because I used the app and I put the tip in there and everything. And I'm like, hmm. And I did like a 20% tip. And I'm like, hmm. I was just, I
They got your tip money and kept moving.
they got all my money, Auto Bell. Auto Bell, never again. You know what? I would have been better off. And they were supposed to clean like the interior and the mats and everything. And it was just sus, very sus. Good evening, good
I didn't get all
evening.
that done. I'm not bougie like that. I'm broke. So I just went through. I
I
just wanted
will
a basic.
too, but you know, I
I wanted a basic car wash. It was $13 for a basic, and this place I went to was very like I don't know. It was very high end, I guess, and I'm used to paying like less than $10 to drive through somebody's car wash.
right.
So
I'm
what is that?
I'm showing off. I got this glass from Lisa. She's saying, "Good evening, family." For my birthday, making the world a better place since 1964. So for my 60th birthday, and again, all the people born in 1964 include Michelle Obama, Courtney Cox, Courtney Love, Keanu. I don't think he's on the cup though. Uh, but all the cool things about 1964.
Wait. Time
No,
out. Time out.
Keanu is on the cup.
When did she send you that?
When I was there for my birthday.
Oh,
Were you not there
oh,
to open my little
I
gift
was there for your birthday.
and you missed that?
I missed that. I've never gotten anything from Lisa. I don't know.
Well, it looks like you had a fun time this weekend, or I don't know when it was, hanging with the cousins. I saw your
Yes, I hung with
Facebook.
my cousins. My cousin Mark, my cousin. Well, we used to call him Giant Dog. Now his name is Kyrie. Charles and Kevin, and we had a good time yesterday. And
And
then after that,
was
I had to
Mark
go
there
to
too?
huh?
Was Mark there?
Yeah, Mark was there. I said Mark.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't hear you say Mark. Okay.
And then after that, I had to go to Matawan, New Jersey, for a poetry reading, which was very, very good. And I did a new piece. And in the poetry community in South Jersey, when you have something new and you say, I'm doing, this is brand new, everybody in the room goes, new ish, but they say the word.
Okay.
The whole room goes, new ish. And that's so I said I got so everything's new tonight and everybody's like new. So they thought somebody came up and that's the whole thing that they do here. I don't know if they do it anywhere else, but in South Jersey we do that
Okay.
at a poetry.
That's what they do. Well,
Yes, we are bad boys of poetry.
here is what we do on a weekly basis. We bring you a little bit of pop culture news as well as talk about a specific topic. And before we get into the topic, let's roll with pop culture news. I keep saying I'm going to get a sound effect or something to welcome in the news. I don't have one, but pop culture news, it is now time for pop culture
Okay,
news.
well, yeah, I like that. I like that. That's nice. That's nice. So
All right. That's just a sound effect that comes with the Rodecaster Pro. It's nothing new. Sorry.
um, but so okay, so Lisa's calling me out on this on the chat. So she's saying,
Okay.
yeah,
She's saying
I'm
now
playing with you.
come on,
Wait, I'm just
you know darn well. So you've gotten plenty over the years. So don't even be like that.
I know. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't. Okay. So we're going to start our news off with we I stopped doing deaths, but when it come relevant, you have to acknowledge someone's passing, and we lost this week on November the 3rd. We lost Quincy Jones.
Wow.
Quincy Jones was an American record producer, songwriter, composer, arranger, film and television producer. Over the course of his seven decade career.
Oh, he's got
You can
those
see
like
many
share
accolades.
stats.
Yeah, he's got 28 Grammys, a Primetime Award, a Tony Award, as well as nominations for 7 Academy Awards and 4 Golden Globes.
Wait, is he an EGOT?
No, he's not an EGOT.
Okay.
Sydney, what's up, buddy? Sydney's in the chat. Scooby Life, how you doing in the chat? Sydney is
Good
one
life.
of my Sid is one of the people that when he lived in Jersey, I used to beat him in spades all the time. And since I'm going out to the West Coast next week, he all of a sudden I said come to Vegas. All of a sudden he has family coming, so he can't come get his butt whooped in spades. I understand he's scared. So
Ed's in the house.
uh,
Ed, you know what? I knew we would see more of Ed. The closer and closer we get to Christmas. But I'm not even going to go there. I already had those argument with half my cast because the male lead in our play actually believes, kind of like you and Ed,
Hold
that
on.
I hard.
I want to
I can't
interrupt.
even bring myself to say it, but go ahead.
I want to interrupt you for a minute in the chat here. Sydney says he got to hang out with Quincy.
Oh, that is so
My
cool.
buddy Sid. My buddy Sid is a very talented. Um, he's very in the music business. He's very talented. If you want to know anything about the music business, ask Sydney. Sid is the nicest guy and one of the nicest guys in the world that I know. And I say that with all my heart. This guy is so easygoing, but he gets a chance to hang out. Well, he's hung out with a lot of different celebrities, being in the music business. And I wish I'd have known that he was going to be here because I would have had him call in and tell us a little bit about his hangout with Quincy Jones. That would have been nice.
Well, I like
That'd have been
Ed's suggestion, so maybe we will have a dedicated Quincy Jones show because
yeah.
I know most people know he produced Michael Jackson's Off the Wall and Thriller, like iconic albums, but one of the things I knew Quincy Jones for was that one of my favorite singers, Dinah Washington, recorded with the Quincy Jones Orchestra, and he produced some of her music. That's how far this dude goes back. Like you're saying, 7 different decades. But I know him from that. I mean, as well as actually on Sirius XM right now, their channel The Groove, which is usually like 70s, 80s, and even some 90s R&B. Usually up tempo numbers. You don't hear a lot of slow numbers. But when I was driving back from our last play production, Cemetery Club that we did this weekend in Statesville, they were playing. One of the DJs, DJ Woody Wood, was mixing all the Quincy Jones tracks. So everything from
You
like
know,
Thriller and Razzmatazz and I Know Korea. It was awesome. And he was, again, on the wheels of steel,
I think I
beat
think
mixing and everything.
I think our next show we're doing Vegas acts because I'm going to be in Vegas next week.
Okay.
But the show, I think we should do a tribute to Quincy Jones show
Hmm.
because, as I mean, this is the guy who's played with Lionel Hampton and Michael Jackson, in his lifetime, and worked with Ray Charles when Ray Charles was starting out, and worked with Ray Charles with the, so
Didn't he go to
let
school with Ray Charles, or was it Ray Charles? He went to school with someone anyway. But again, just
yeah.
like
So
him.
I think on the
He
20,
died at 91, so
yes,
that's
I
something.
think this guy's worked with Frank Sinatra. So I think on the 24th, we are going to do a Quincy Jones show. How's that?
It sounds good. Sounds good.
So okay. So next in news,
And
we
produced
have
is oh, that's right, The Wiz. And didn't he do the soundtrack for? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll you know,
yeah.
I
Let's
could
get all
start doing a whole Quincy Jones show right
yeah
now, but I
you're
won't.
starting and we're not. I'm not like my notes aren't prepared for that.
Okay,
So
I'm sorry.
let's
Let's go with your
let's
pop culture news. And next in the news, we have
James
Van
Van
de
Der Beek.
and I might have spelt it wrong. I don't
Yeah.
know because I
And
don't know if
anyway,
he is capitalized or not. Or but
he
anyway,
is a
you'll know him if you ever watched Dawson's Creek. Did you watch
yeah.
Dawson's Creek?
No, I did not watch Dawson's Creek.
Okay. I wasn't like a fan, like I wasn't watching it every week, but I caught a show or two. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, when it was on, it wasn't really my jam.
Because you know who is my jam though? Joshua Jackson. I'm just saying. But go ahead. Cuz I mean if
Okay,
you're going to, do a white boy, he might be the one.
so
Go ahead.
wow, keep it PG, Kathy. Keep it PG.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep it
So
PG, people. Keep it classy.
so yeah, keep it classy. So he has announced that he has colorectal cancer, a cancer of the colon and rectum, that he has. And after doing more research, I found out that cancer is on the rise for the younger generation.
Wow.
So I didn't get all the
Uh,
numbers for it,
uh,
but there's
I'm
several
just
articles
curious. I
that
wonder. Something's flying in here. I'm not just swatting in the air, um, like a gnat or something. I wonder. does it have anything to do with the quality of our like food supply or just the quality of our air? Because again,
I would
we have
imagine
not
so.
been such good stewards of Mother Earth. That's all I'm saying.
I would imagine so because our air is not great.
Mhm.
Um, you know, we got politicians don't believe climate change is real, and our food supply is just it's all preservatives and dye. That's why a lot of people are starting to eat. Excuse me, a little bit more natural and more vegetarian. But even that,
I was thinking about going vegetarian. I can't do it like tomorrow because I got a ton of meat in the freezer. But I mean, but no, here's why. Because I have like 569 days till I retire. Who's counting? But I guess my biggest concern too is that like right now when you work, and that's one of the problems I think with our country is, you have to work or have a job to have like some decent health care. And again, I'll be 62 by the time I retire, so I'll have Medicaid or whatever it is. But I just want to be in my best possible physical shape. So I had lost a bunch of weight, but I've gained some back. So now I'm going to be working to lose that weight. And, well, I probably shouldn't be drinking this lovely elixir, but I digress. Let's move on. I-
I'm,
You know
I
what, Kenny? The full moon is until Thursday, but I'm feeling the
I know
eclipse.
I'm trying to figure you out today because the full moon isn't today, and you are okay. So
I'm
we're gonna go on
okay.
to Amanda Bynes, and she posted a health update on her social media. She's working out and she's trying to lose weight. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2014, and 2020 she admitted to substance abuse and issues, embarking on her sobriety journey. And I put this in the news, for her update because she looks totally different now than what she did when she was younger.
Yeah.
Now I'm not judging at all. I think when she was younger, Amanda Bynes was a good actress with a lot of potential. And knowing what we know now about a lot of kids who grew up in that Nickelodeon environment, I'm, I just feel so bad that I feel like she was led astray and that great because she was a great comedic actress, and I think had she had the right guidance and mentorship and someone looking out for her, she could have been the next Lucille Ball. I'm sorry,
Oh
she
wow.
could have been the next. She was very, very talented. Good evening, Raven.
Okay, that's Yolanda.
Raven, Yolanda, rather.
Hmm.
Yolanda, good evening. How you doing?
Oh, you know what, Lisa? We didn't know that Prince's sister. Uh,
Yes, we did know. I just didn't
oh,
put it in the news.
you didn't put it. Oh, that's right, because Kenny's thing is
At least, Lisa, we're
Tuesday.
trying to stay away from shouting out everybody who died. It's kind of depressing.
All right, we're trying to keep it positive.
Gotta keep it positive. But
Raven, Raven,
it's a
Ravens,
Prince thing. I know.
okay, Ravens talk with Yolanda, and she is a devout Baltimore. Oh God, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get a smackdown. Baltimore Ravens fan. So check her YouTube channel out for our Raven fans. Again, we're South Jersey, Philadelphia. So, and Kenny is anti-football or anti-NFL right now. But does that
I
make
did watch
feel
well,
about
Dad
how
had
do you
the
feel
Eagles
about
game on.
soccer or international football?
Yeah, Dad had the Eagles game on, so I did watch. Like when Dad has the games on, I do. I'm stuck watching it. When I'm
Uh,
downstairs doing stuff.
I hear you.
So
I hear
I
you.
did watch a little bit of the Eagles game, and here's what this is still true in football. The Eagles can lose every game out of the 16 or so games they play every year. They can lose every game. They only got to beat two games, and that's Dallas twice. Nobody cares
Nobody cares
as
except
long as they beat Dallas. I don't understand it. They
right.
get mad when Eagles lose. They don't make it. As long as you beat Dallas, just don't let a Cowboys fan be able to talk smack to you.
I totally can vibe with that. There's like there's like probably two things that people from people from Philly aren't very good. And by the way, for reference, even though Kenny lives in South Jersey, we grew up in South Jersey. We were both born in Philadelphia, but people from Philly cannot abide by two things, and that's Cowboys and Boston. So Boston anything, Boston Celtics, New England Patriots. Either way, it's not going to sit well if you're
The other
cheesesteaks from
night, Dad was
Philly.
watching.
People will have problems with you if you come in
The
with
other night, Dad
big
was
ass
watching the
Celtics
Celtics play
jersey.
the Warriors, and of course, he was rooting for the Warriors because anybody playing against Boston,
Right? They got to go down.
they got to
Sorry.
go down. Yeah.
Boston has to go down. So anyway, tonight's show, Kenny, why don't you clue us in on what we're talking about tonight in our pop culture topic?
So tonight, we're going to be talking about actors who have turned director. And just to give you some reference, there's a lot of actors who've done directing things. And, like I always say, we got an hour, man. We got an hour. I can't do everybody. So what I did was I picked the directors that had at least two things that they directed, or at least three things they directed. I do have one or two that have two things they directed, but they were very famous actors, so I kind of made an exception. But we went with actors who directed things, and this is a very good list.
You always say we, but in actuality, you do the list, and I just kind of I do the graphics, right? Because actually, there's an actor that's not on the list, and I think he only has the one movie. But y'all know if you've watched our show before, it's a movie I love, and it's called Hope Floats. It
Where you
stars,
going?
huh?
Where
Well,
you going with this?
uh, well, it was directed by an actor, Forrest Whitaker, who, and I'm not sure if I didn't check his credits. I don't think he's directed anything else, but this movie Hope Floats is such a little gem. I know it's a romantic comedy. No, it's not really a comedy. It's almost like a dramedy, like drama and comedy. Jenna Rollins is a treasure. We lost her earlier this year, but she's amazing in it. Harry Connick Jr., who's a singer who acts, but he's actually not terrible in it. And the little girl from Independence Day, well, she's a young woman now. She also has acted and appeared in several things. Mayor, I think it's Mayor Whittingham, or nah, I got to look her name up. But in any case, the movie is called Hope Floats. I think it's precious, and Jenna Rollins is amazing in it. But it was directed by an actor, Forrest Whitaker. And here's the thing: when actors direct, and I say this having just finished a play, not that I only directed one play. And you know what? I think I might want to direct another one. But if you're an actor, you have all those skills as far as what you need to get into character, what you need to be motivated. So I think you come to it from a different perspective. And I think a lot of the actors we're going to talk about today definitely have experience. So that's one thing. Like it's not just, oh, I was an actor for a hot minute, now I'm directing. Because I think there's another actor who turned director, Greta Gerwig, and she's not on her list. And again, I'm not saying that her acting's not great or whatever, but I think we picked actors whose names you should know. And I see even Ed's he's jumping the gun on the list already. But I think some of the most famous are Ron Howard. But maybe you can count how many of the actors on our list were actually child actors. Because I saw that as a pattern too, Kenny, when I was
Yes,
reviewing the
yes,
list.
there are a few
And
actors
you
on the
know
list.
how I feel about musicals and child actors.
Yeah, I
I
know.
hate them both. Annie to me is torture. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Even 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 the one with Jamie Foxx.
Yes. Oh my God. There's singing, there's child actors, there's going to be pain. That's all I'm saying.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Don't start
Who
again.
hurt you?
I'm very hurt this week, I guess. My
So
heart is.
we're gonna. I know it's been a rough
It,
week.
it, it was
We're
supposed
gonna
to be
kick the
Black
list
Girl
off.
Magic Week, and it's just not. You know what? I had
Yeah,
my Converse and my pearls. Okay, I'm not gonna go down that road. Let,
Look,
let,
don't go to
let's
the
take a
room.
look at the
Look at
list as we talk about actors who direct. I wonder.
So we're gonna start our list off with
Uh, can I?
Ben Affleck. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. I
Go
was going
ahead.
to ask you a hypothetical. If you actually could direct like a play, what is there any play that speaks to you that you would love to direct?
12 Angry Men.
Wow. That would you do the original
I would
version?
love to be the cast in it or directed or both.
Because there's actually a script they wrote for 12 Angry Women. Oh, that's interesting because actually Jennifer Grant, the director of our play, was asking me, what productions should they put on their list of things to put into their season. And again, not thinking of it from a perspective of something I wanted to act in, but maybe something I might want to direct. So that's interesting. You should say that. Hmm. I got to think about that. I wonder, is there a script with men and women, like a 12
The 12
angry?
Angry Men. 12 angry jurors.
Yeah, I know there is a
Well,
version because I think Theater Statesville might have did it years ago. All right.
the
Before
the premise
we
the premise has been
dive into
done.
the list, before
I'm
we
sorry.
dive into the list, I'm sorry because we're like 30 minutes in, and I know
Okay,
this
go ahead,
is
go ahead,
long,
go ahead, go ahead.
and we'll dive in. We'll get in the weeds. We'll start talking about these actors because I see Ed is popping up the names of some of these people, and I'm going to ask Ed what his favorite movie is that they've directed because he's mentioned a couple that are at the top of our list. But before we do that, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with us, Pop Culture Kids, Kathy and Kenny, brother and sister team. This show is also available as a podcast that you can get on Spotify and out wherever you get your podcasts, as well as here on YouTube. Additionally, you can also catch us if you're in certain markets, I believe in South Jersey and outside of Chicago, on Who's Got Next Radio, and that's happening on Tuesday nights. Also, make sure you check Kenny out on Instagram and TikTok, Kenny KP Walker Jr., for his spoken word pieces and his daily positive and productive motivational sessions. So, I Kenny, are you still doing the weekly interviews for Words Out
No,
Production?
no, no.
No.
I gotta put that on hold now
Okay.
since on Monday nights is my band is back together. So Monday nights is our rehearsal.
Okay. All right. I hear you.
So
So
that's what I've been doing.
going to the list. Up first is Ben Affleck, who directed what is it, Argo and The
The
Town.
town.
I think one of the, and again, this is why you guys do your research, because when I was pulling it up, it said he directed The Accountant. He was not the director of that movie. Although, did you see The Accountant?
No, I did not. I did not.
The Accountant is good. He didn't direct it, but I think I think it's good. If you've seen it in the comments, shout out, let me know, because it's and maybe that's because I have an accounting degree, and it's nice to see a movie with a badass accountant. Like people take it anyway. The Accountant anyway. Uh, but oh, yeah, you're right. Ed is citing Penny Marshall as one of his favorite actresses turned director, and her that problem. I don't know. It's between. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry, Kenny. But anyway, Ben Affleck. What else about Ben? Did,
Air Argo. I killed my lesbian wife and hung her on a meat hook, and now I have three picture deal at Disney. It's a short that he did 1993. I really want to see if I can find that short because that
just
sounds
like the title.
yeah, it
uh,
sounds like different.
Now, did you
And
Air? And I think that was a movie that went
no, I
straight
did not see Air.
streaming.
I did not see Air.
To me, it was kind of weird because it was all about like the Air Jordans and how they courted, like Michael Jordan, but it, it was weird because that was the crux of the movie, but you never saw him, kind of thing. The way they did it, I thought it was interesting. It was kind of an interesting.
You never saw Michael Jordan.
No, no.
They didn't have Michael Jordan money.
Oh no, they didn't have. Well, and I'm sure he, had a piece of whatever that thing. that property was. I don't know whether it was
Yeah.
Netflix or hmm. Anyway, I didn't even know he was the director of it. All right, next on the list, Kenny. Who is next?
Jodie Foster.
The first of our child actors turned
Yes.
directors. Hmm. But
Uh,
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no. I just was noting some of her work because again, some people just know her from her child actor days for things like Taxi Driver, and then some people know her just from her acting, Silence of the Lamb, or oh wait, was it The Accused? What was it? Do you remember the movie where she was raped? Um, I can't remember it. In any case, um, although some people remember her from Nell, which I don't know whether that got as many pans as it got positive reviews, but in any case, Jodie Foster is
Driver. Is
in a
that the
movie.
one?
Hmm?
Was she a taxi driver?
She was in Taxi Driver. That's when she was younger, and actually,
Yeah.
her older sister was her body double for some of
Yeah.
the more explicit scenes. But as far as the director, the one movie she directed, I never saw it. It starred Mel Gibson, and that was kind of, I don't know whether it was released after the release of his tapes about his wife and some of the kind of things he said. It was called The Beaver, and but the movie, I think Little Man Tate was, I think, one of her first films that she directed, Little Man Tate. But you know what, until we did this show, I didn't realize as I was doing the research, because you got to do the research, but she also directed one of my favorite. Now, this movie I think takes place over Thanksgiving, but I still would consider this more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard. But anyway, Home for the Holidays. I actually have a internet movie database list of my favorite dysfunctional holiday films, like The Family Stone, Home for the Holidays. I have several. I have like the white version, the New England version, the Latino version, the black version, but I didn't realize that Jodie Foster actually directed Home for the Holidays with Robert Downey Jr. and Holly Hunter. But I think that's a pretty fun, pretty cute movie. Okay, yes, Ed. See, that's why we need Ed because he fact checks like nobody's business. The movie I was thinking of was The Accused. I don't know whether she won an award for that, but I know it was one of her most acclaimed performances. Was The Accused for Jodie Foster. All right, my brother. Let's move it on.
All right. So next we're moving on to Ben Stiller.
Ben
Ben
Stiller.
Stiller is not only well he acted when he was younger, but he's like a nepo baby also.
Okay. Well, so what he wouldn't be considered a child actor because I think he
No,
could.
I don't think he did too much child acting, but
Mhm.
he is a nepo baby
Okay. All
because
right.
of his parents.
Because of his parents. Yeah, his parents are classic. But Zoolander. He's also known for being in a lot of movies with Will Ferrell and Owen Wilson. But
And Vince Vaughn,
now
well,
I
Vince Vaughn
know
too.
you. Oh, Vince Vaughn. I love me some Vince Vaughn. You know what?
I love Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn's a cool guy.
You know what? He would probably close out my White Boy trilogy. We would go Keanu. I'm sorry. Wait, who was the other one that I said earlier? I forgot.
Josh Jackson or
Oh,
whatever.
Joshua Jackson,
Joshua
and then
Jackson.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
There's something
Yeah.
so Vince Vaughn about Vince Vaughn that I do enjoy. But for some of Ben Stiller's movies, like Zoolander, you know what, Kenny? Pop Culture Confessions. I don't think I actually saw Zoolander.
I don't think I've seen Zoolander either.
I've
I don't
seen.
think I wanted to like the movies I don't see. I didn't really want to see them.
Mhm.
Like they
Now,
like I didn't like, the ad didn't do the advertisement didn't do anything for me to see that movie.
okay. Now,
You gotta catch me with the advertisement. If
now
you
you
don't catch
saw
me,
Tropic Thunder, correct or no?
yeah, years ago, and I'm sorry I saw it. It was the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life.
And I know this one is a controversial
Yes,
one, but I personally was not offended by Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of a black, of a white actor playing a black part, and I found the humor in it. To me, the funniest is not even Robert Downey Jr. or even Jack Black, who I do enjoy, but it's actually Tom Cruise, who I had to go back and watch it again because I did not recognize him in this movie. To me, that was the better transformation. But of all of Ben Stiller's movies, and I'm sure there are others, and I could be missing a really great one. I really loved The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And maybe I'm a freak, but sometimes when I see things in the theater, I get a better appreciation for them. And maybe that's why I liked Home for the Holidays because I saw that in the theater. But The Secret Life of Walter Mitty was, and I know Christian Wig is in it. And even though I saw Bridesmaids, I wasn't a big fan of it. And I didn't become a Christian, what's her name, Wittick fan till I saw Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I thought that was a really good movie. Plus, you get Sean Penn, and you know, he's another one. He's not on my list, but I always enjoy watching him. I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? There's no telling where.
Next on this is Elizabeth Banks.
Now, I think she counts because, again, she's had some prominent roles, whether it was in the Hunger Games series or like she's done comedies. What to expect when you're expecting? I thought she was pretty funny and enjoyable in that. But you know what? I didn't
I don't
realize
recognize
she
that.
directed the reboot of Charlie's Angels. But I think because that came out during the pandemic, a lot of people missed it.
It was good. I like that
Really?
reboot, that Charlie's Angels reboot that she did. I like the premise for it. I like this. It's one of those movies that when I'm bored and I need something just to have in the background, it's one of those movies I will go back to and watch again.
I don't think I've seen it, and I think
It's good.
I think
It's
I
worth watching.
it's worth a
People
watch.
panned it, but it's worth watching. I think. I think.
Okay. Well, and again, she was a part of the Pitch Perfect franchise, but not only that, her production company actually produced the first Pitch Perfect. Now, here's the thing. The first Pitch Perfect, I think, was lightning in a bottle. I think there's just something magical about that movie. And I'm sorry, whenever it's on TBS, I stop, I watch. Yeah, they suck me in every time. I know what's coming. I gotta watch that ending big musical number, which again, you know me, you know your girl. I hate musicals, but I'm always there. Pitch Perfect 2, I don't think it hit the mark, but the movie that I think got a lot of acclaim was Cocaine Bear, but I did not see that. Did you see that by any chance?
No, I did not see Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
It was not in my. I don't know.
Yeah. It was not on your hit list. All right.
No, it's not one of those.
All right.
Now,
If you're
I
just
tell you
joining
what.
us, we
I
are
have to
talking
think.
this week about actors turned directors. And again, and actually, I don't know, Elizabeth Banks might also count as one of our, I wouldn't say child actors, but I think some of her early acting credits, she was maybe teens or early 20s.
I will have to say when you talk about Pitch Perfect, I have a thing about certain movies and certain actresses and actors that just annoy me and I don't like watching them, so I won't watch the whole movie.
Ouch.
And and she was in Bridesmaids, but her part was very small.
Okay.
But the British lady that's in Pitch
I think
Perfect,
she's Australian. Yeah.
Australian,
Rub.
whatever, that lost all the weight. I can't stand her.
I she's one of my least favorite parts of the
I
movie.
can't watch anything with her in it.
Wow. I think you miss out. You know who was watching that movie and really vibing on it?
Ooh,
And this was back when we lived at 164 Upper Oak. Your father.
oh
one
jeez.
time, one time I came in and he was sitting there just like mouth open, like he was just all into it. I'm like, well, damn, my dad's a Pitch Perfect fan. He's like a teenage girl. Um, oh wow, Ed. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? You forgot. Kenny, you didn't put any Sidney Poitier on the list. And he directed a couple movies. I didn't realize he directed Stir Crazy, but didn't he do Uptown Saturday Night? I think so.
We got an hour, Kathy.
What?
We got an hour.
What? We only have an hour. But again, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
He,
we
he's
got an hour, Kathy.
he's an actor with like several credits. I mean, it's
I know.
not
I understand that. It wasn't on any list that I saw. I went through a lot of lists. Sidney Poitier was not on any of them, so I
well.
did not put him on
Forrest
there.
Whitaker probably wasn't on any of them, but hey, I can make a
Yeah,
case
I
for him
know. I understand that.
just based on that one movie.
Yeah,
I'm
you can make the list next week.
you're gonna go to Vegas and have me sitting up here doing a list by myself, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm going to go to Vegas and make the list.
All right.
I'll make the list before Vegas, actually, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Next on the list is Angelina Jolie.
Angelina, another
Angelina.
nepo baby. So you were
Yes,
either a
Nepo baby.
child actor or a nepo baby in order to be, an actor who directs.
Yes, yes. So,
Is this a
she
thesis?
directed Unbroken in 2014, By the Sea in 2015, and First They Killed My Father in 2017. I've seen none of those movies.
I think I saw By the Sea. I might have saw By the Sea, but it didn't really stay with me, and I don't think I've seen Unbroken either. So, I'm barely a fan of Angelina Jolie's acting, so I don't know whether I would be all on board for her directing. And she could be fabulous. So I apologize. So if there's somebody who can defend it, by all means, please do so in the comments. Cause yeah, cause I almost feel like, oh, let's take the most, you know eclectic, artsy fartsy, because we're trying to get an award kind of thing. That's what it feels like. But who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe it's a piece that definitely spoke to our heart. I think Unbroken actually did get a lot of critical uh, acclaim, and I think I tried to watch it. But again, for me, pace is everything. I mean, you don't have to be like Mr. Beast pace, but you got to pick up the pace because otherwise, I'm out. All right, where we going next?
Next, we are going to Jordan Peele.
Mm. Now this one
Jordan
I like
Peele.
only because, well, we're gonna get into some of the comedic actors, but again, for a guy known for comedy, he actually broke out in the horror space.
Yeah,
Or is it horror or is it kind of like psychological
thriller.
thriller kind of
It's
thing?
more like psychological thriller. I saw um, I saw Nope in the theaters,
Oh, you did. I did.
and I was like, "What? What am I watching?" And the best part, and there was one part that just had me cracking up because it's called Nope, and there's this one scene where these things are coming at this guy, and the black guy is looking at because this is black people in the horror movies. He looked at him. He's looking at these weird things coming at him. He goes, "Nope," and leaves. I
It's like you heard
I
kids doing that
I
joke.
was look. I embarrassed my son who was in the theater with me because I was on the floor, pissing laughing. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Nope, and left. So I just saw Get Out like a couple of weeks ago. I just saw Get Out for the first time, and it was a weird. It's more like a thriller. It's a weird premise and whatnot, and it Jordan Peele to have the comic timing that he does, uh, and to do these movies, it just stretches his uh, portfolio
Hmm. Oh, definitely.
because
I tried to watch. I think I did watch Get Out. I just, again, I the pacing, and I get it. 'Cause, you're telling a story. Some of it's storytelling, but his pacing, you know, it,
I was
I didn't
okay with it. I
understand
was
that.
okay with the pacing of it.
Oh wait, okay. Ed is spewing facts. I gotta flash all these up. I don't know if this. It's going to be there's not going to be enough space to see it all. Uh, in fact, it would have to take up half of our faces. Okay, Sidney Poitier. I didn't realize he directed Buck and the Preacher, Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, A Warm December, Stir Crazy, Hanky Panky, Fast Forward, Ghost Dad. Now I noticed, Ed, you didn't put Ghost Dad up there as as his best effort. I don't know. I kind of would. Which one had Courtney? Uh, oh wait. Which one had Jimmy uh Dynamite Walker? Because that was that Uptown Saturday
The
Night.
action, PC action,
Was that Piece of the Action? Oh,
PC action. Everybody want a piece of the action. They want to bet on the fight.
oh, okay. All right.
PC action.
Oh, but I don't know. But for the Jordan Peele movies, as we were saying, and again, I just the pace of them was a little too. It kind of reminded me of one of those like M Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movies because you kind of had to stay with it, like the one with the glasses of water everywhere and them being out in the field. It's just like I get it. You're creating suspense, but yeah, don't lose me.
Next we have John Favreau. Favreau. I never get Favreau.
John Favreau.
Favreau. We
Hmm.
have John Favreau, who's an actor, and he's done work with Vince Vaughn and other things, and Couples Retreat was one of the things he did that I really liked.
That
And he
so
also
that's
directed,
one of those movies that's constantly on Couples Retreat.
yeah,
Direct
but
that
he
one.
he directed some very notable movies. Well, Chef he did in 2014, but in 2008 he did Iron Man, which is kind of like the kickstart of the Marvel universe.
Mm.
And then in 2003, before that, he directed Elf.
Oh wait, he directed Elf.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would have put Elf in there. You know what? I put Zathura in there because that was one of the movies that when I taught like a summer program up at Livingstone College, and it was based on science and different things. On our one kind of like movie day, I would always show Zathura, and we would refer to some of the stuff that we had talked about in the space lesson I did. But that's why I threw that one in there. But I didn't realize he directed Elf.
Yeah, it's in the
That's
research.
that's my favorite.
Yeah,
Don't
I didn't like it. I saw Elf.
you don't. I was gonna say either you've never seen Elf or you're telling me you don't like Elf.
I've seen it, and it was okay. I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan. He's okay.
I think he's great, but I get it because there are some people who I'm kind of like, eh, and take them or leave them. Well, because even Vince Vaughn, love him as I do, and to me, one of his best performances is a movie called Clay Pigeons. Just look it up. But some like Wedding Crashers or some of his performances, it's just like, it's just a little too much Vince Vaughn. But
Yeah,
Will
well,
Ferrell,
because
I enjoyed him in Elf because it had to be big and over the top. Elf,
yeah,
by
because
the way, Ed, is a Christmas movie. If you're
well,
listening,
Vince Vaughn has a tendency to play a variation of the same character. So that's
true.
that's Vince Vaughn.
Oh,
Next on the list is Robert Redford.
ah, is he still
Robert
alive?
Redford, um, who was a great actor before he became a director, and one of my favorite movies is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which Robert Redford was in. And I love the one-liners in Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid that Robert Redford had to deliver, and the tonnage of what you don't know. So, but anyway, Robert
Robert
Redford
Redford
directed.
is still alive, right?
Yeah, Robert Redford is still alive. Yes,
Okay,
he
but his
directed
big
Ordinary.
Ordinary People was his big movie. Yeah.
Yes, in 1980 he directed Quiz Show in '84, and A River Ran Through It in 1992.
I Quiz Show, I actually enjoyed that movie, and which is
Yeah.
missing a lot because the pacing wasn't that quick, but I thought that
No.
was a good movie. A river runs through it. Love that. Although, and I do enjoy Brad Pitt, and I mean there was nothing like Brad Pitt, especially in Thelma and Louise when we first saw him. But to me, his best role is Benjamin Buttons. But I think for Robert Redford, I probably would give his best movie to I would say Quiz Show, which I know it's probably not going to be popular, but most people probably would say Ordinary People. Oh, hey, we missed you, but
Hey, Daisy, what's up, baby? How you doing?
thanks for stopping by. So appreciate you.
I know why she hasn't been around lately.
Okay, well we've been
My friend
talking.
Deja.
Okay, we've been
She's
talking.
not been, she got a man now, so she all tied up. She
You know what?
you
That is
don't you
such
don't
that is such a sexist, misogynistic thing to say. Oh, she got a man, so she don't come around no more. Really?
just you don't see she gonna text me and curse me out later for that, but it is what it is.
And so she should.
Um, yeah, I know. I'm used to. I mean, look, I got 4 daughters and an ex-wife. If a woman ain't cursing me out every day, something's strange.
All right. All right. We're
So
talking
next on my list
actors who
is
direct.
yes. Next on my list is Clint Eastwood.
Mm.
Clint Eastwood, who directed Unforgiving, The Bridges of Madison County,
Ah, yeah.
and Mystic River.
Yes. So true.
I've seen Clint Eastwood movies. I've never seen any of these.
Oh, really? You know what movie I thought was really good was
What?
Million Dollar Baby. With Morgan Freeman and Hilary Swank. Million Dollar Baby was really um really good movie. I think of all his movies that's probably going to be my favorite hands down. Million Dollar Baby.
Really?
Right. It
I,
told
gue-
the
I guess. I guess I'm a big Outlaw Josie Wells fan.
but he didn't direct that.
He didn't direct it, yeah, but him acting in it, yeah. As far as did he direct Million Dollar Baby?
Yes, he directed Million Dollar Baby.
I didn't have that one on my list.
Hey, Juanita.
Juanita, how you doing, Juanita?
Joining us for the live stream. If you're listening to us on Who's Got Next Radio or on the podcast, you can join us for the live stream. We're on YouTube, Pop Culture Kids, Sunday nights at 8. Tonight we're talking actors who direct, and I think we're in the top tier, the S tier. So next on our list from
Regina King.
also this will be another one from our child actor to adult actor to director.
Yes. Yes, Regina King. One Night in Miami.
Oh,
Let let
Grant,
the church.
Ed saying Gran
Man,
Torino was really good, and I'm trying to
I
think.
never seen that. Which one was Gran Torino the one where he was fighting the neighborhood kids?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure
Okay,
that was the one.
I've seen clips from that.
Okay.
She let the church say amen. She also directed some episodes of Scandal.
hmm But we're talking movies though, Kenny, because I saw that
I
on your.
know, I know, but
Mhm. Now, did you
she.
watch? Did you see One Night in Miami?
Yes, I saw One Night in Miami.
Okay.
Very good
Well,
movie.
don't get all defensive, Kenny, because it's not like there aren't movies you haven't seen. So don't get all don't get all up on your high horse like, oh, I'm so much better than you. I know everything about pop culture. I just saw the Goonies last year. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
You didn't even have to call me out like that. That was really unnecessary.
that was I my
That shade was totally unnecessary.
that was a lot of shade. But
Yeah,
Regina
there's a tree in my room. I'm just saying. All right, so yes, Regina King, who's a great actress. I don't know what to say anymore. Go ahead, keep on us.
she directed it. But again, this was a film that got a lot of acclaim, so we'll probably be seeing more from her. A lot of people
Yes,
just know her as Janet Jackson's drunk friend in Poetic Justice. You know what's sad? It's sad when you get to live to be in your 60s, when you got a generation of kids who don't know nothing about no 227 or Marla Gibbs and all or don't even know about Poetic Justice. Oh wait, I'm sorry. another movie you haven't seen. Let's move on. Anyway, I'm sorry. Don't look like that. Don't be sad.
Real quick though, if you want to watch something that's rarely watched that Regina King was starring in, on HBO Max or Max rather, watch the Watchmen TV series where she starred in that, and she was excellent in that. It also starred Lou Gossett Jr. So that's a good series.
And I think I watched
So
the first episode. I didn't see, but I didn't have HBO at the time. I think the first episode.
yeah, watch the whole series. It's a really great series.
Okay.
Next we have
I'll check it
Penny
out.
Marshall,
Ah.
Laverne from Laverne and Shirley.
But
She
before
directed
that, she was
Big.
actually on The Odd Couple too.
Yes, she was on The Odd Couple. She's not really a nepo baby, but she was related to Peter Marshall.
Hmm.
I think that was his sister.
No, no,
Uh,
Peter Marshall. Peter Marshall was the host of Hollywood Squares.
no, Gary Marshall, rather. I'm sorry, Gary
Gary
Marshall.
Marshall was her brother. Okay.
She directed Big, A League of Their Own, and Riding in Cars with Boys.
Now, Riding in Cars with Boys was pretty good. I did enjoy that.
I
But
didn't
of
see
her
that.
movies, I would say that A League of Their Own was probably my favorite.
Yeah, mine
So
too.
I think Ed said Big was his favorite, and Big is good.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think, I don't know. Big was good. It was okay. The thing about Big is that, I don't know. Eh, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we're about to go. We're about to do battle, Ed. How could you say? Because and you know what? And John, one of the actors in the play, was saying that it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from the Nakatomi Tower, and I'm like, oh my
Yes,
goodness, you
he's
sound just
correct.
like Ed Brown. But
He's correct. It's not
but how
Christmas until Wonder Gruber
but
falls from Nakatomi.
but how could he say that Die Hard? How could how could anybody out there say Die Hard is a Christmas movie and it's
It is.
not? But
Um,
look at what your buddy is saying though. I mean, read down there, read the text down there.
I see that, and I'm going to have Ed's back because I wasn't a fan of the movie Elf anyway, so I don't really care how you
Uh,
categorize Elf.
yeah. Scooby Life is asking for Penny Marshall was a league of her own, their own her debut. I believe it was. I believe it was.
No, no, Big was her debut.
Oh, Big. Wait, yes, Big
Big
was
was in
before.
'88, and Leave It
Right.
On was in '92, and Riding Cars with Boys was in 2001.
Okay. And Riding in Cars with Boys was not what was a pretty good movie. I don't think I think A League of Their Own was better, but that's just me. Was it
I like,
perfect?
I like,
No, I think
I
it
like
could.
movies that are I like movies that are kind of like biopic, like tells real life stories about things. And League of Their Own probably wasn't totally factual, but it was about something that really happened. So
Right.
that's why I think I like it better.
Hmm.
And I like time picks sometimes too.
Yeah, that's true.
Next on my list is the Meathead, Rob Reiner.
Her ex-husband.
Yes, her ex-husband, Rob Reiner, director and actor, who was most famously known for being the meathead on All in the Family,
Hmm.
Gloria's husband, Mike Stivic, and some of the things he's directed a lot of things. We can't even mention them all, but he's directed some really classics like This Is Spinal Tap,
Oh,
Stand By
really?
Me,
I forgot.
Bride, Girl Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, The American President, Ghost of Mississippi. Uh, you
Wait, he
know,
directed Ghost of Mississippi? 'Cause
yes,
no, and the reason I say that, or I say it with a little bit of surprise, because most of his movies kind of focused on comedies. I mean, save for Stand By Me was probably a little more serious. Of
yeah.
his movies, I know most people would probably say When Harry Met Sally is their favorite, or it might be actually the highest grossing of his movies. But I'm sorry, and I know you didn't enjoy it, but to me, The Princess Bride is the movie. This is Spinal Tap is good. Don't get me wrong.
Well, you know,
The
out
other
of the list
two,
of
I would
reading,
think.
his favorite movie that I actually loved on his list is The American President.
Oh wait, he directed The American President?
It's on the list. I did the research.
Shazam! I didn't know that. I do enjoy that movie, but
Okay,
I think. Oh, I didn't know Steve was in the house. Hey, Steve.
Steve!
Steve. Okay. I'm sorry for
I,
the.
I you know, Steve and Ed, I have a problem with you guys. I saw a picture of you guys all out to dinner. I didn't get an invite, and I feel a certain kind of way about that. You
All
know,
right, get over it.
um,
Get over it.
you know,
Let's
I,
move.
only in the cast I got on Lisa's case because getting Kathy a present and not getting me a present for her birthday, and now I'm getting on you guys' case because you guys all went out to get something to eat, and nobody thought to say, "Hey, Kenny, what are you doing?" You know, people think that I'm busy a lot and I'm always doing something and I don't have time to take out to do X, Y, and Z. And I do have time. A lot of times I'm sitting here alone by myself
We're pl-
doing
we
nothing
are
but
playing
watching
you the
TV.
world's smallest
You
violin.
know, so that's pretty much
Anyway,
finishing up our list. We have Ron Howard. Opie Cunningham. He played Opie on the Andy Griffith Show and Richie Cunningham on Happy Days. And Ron Howard has uh, directed things such as Splash, Night Shift, Cocoon, Gun Ho, Willow, which is a great one, Parenthood, Backdraft, The Paper, Apollo 13, Ed TV, A Beautiful Mind, uh, Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Solo, a Star Wars story, which was the worst out of all of them, but he did it.
well, you know which one I'm going to say is my favorite of his.
Yes, Night Shift.
I love brokers. I'm sorry.
Love Brokers.
I just I just
I would have to say Night Shift. Out of his list, Night Shift would probably be would probably be my favorite. With Willow coming up a fast second,
you pop
because
culture
Willow was such a great
confessions.
movie.
Pop culture confessions.
You've never seen Willow?
I've never seen Willow.
What? What? You get on me for everything. You've never seen Willow?
I've never
Matt Morgan, how could you?
my there is a gap in my pop culture knowledge. I've never seen Willow,
Yeah,
and actually, because I know I do frequent another podcast, and that is the VHS Club, which coming up in December, I believe. Kenny, you and I will be guests on the VHS Club with Katie and Nat, and they talk about movies. And I remember, I believe they did do Willow, but I couldn't really participate in the conversation because I was like my friend Val, who I met at creator camp. Because whenever we're on the podcast and in the comments, half the movies she's never seen. Although I think that's a lie. I think she's seen the movies, she just doesn't remember. But in any case, um, but we will be on the VHS Club, and you can find that on YouTube. There are podcasts as well where they talk movies from the 80s and 90s. And I believe we are coming up December 5th. Kenny and I will
yeah.
be on there live Thursday night talking about one of our favorite movies that we could probably quote verbatim, Better Off Dead. I want my $2.
Look at that. A waste of a perfectly good white boy.
Right. So we will be on that show. Uh so Kenny, I think that is the top of our list.
Yes, that is the top of our list.
Ron Howard. And like Kenny said, there are so many actors who direct cuz and I think some of them actually get it in their contract, especially if they're on TV series cuz I was actually watching an episode of the X-Files the other day that Gillian Anderson actually directed, which in my opinion is one of the worst X-File episodes. But and I know David Duchovny, he's directed a couple, and that some of his haven't been too terribly bad. But a lot of times actors, they'll start smelling themselves, and if they have a hit series, next thing you know, by year 2, they're an executive producer. By year 3 or year 4, once they hit that syndication mark, oh, they got to direct the episode now. So
You're just throwing under the bus Kathy today. Like, oh, you know, throwing
I,
me under the bus. You're throwing
I thought
different
you,
actors.
I thought you were gonna say
Oh,
who
not
hurt you.
themselves. But now they're directing, now they're executive position. Now they're this and now they're that. Oh. Man, you are just
I was
like,
waiting for you to say who hurt you.
yeah, yeah. Who hurt you? I'm serious. Who hurt you though?
You
Mel
know
Brooks.
what?
Baseball.
We didn't think of Mel Brooks. Although his my favorite movie, you know what my favorite movie of his is?
History of Part One.
Of course, The Inquisition. What a show!
What is
Hey, Takamata, what do you say? I'm sorry. Don't even get me started on
it just came back from the order of the day.
right.
On the day. What's the order of the day? What's on the do?
I,
But you
but you
do
do it
anyway.
anyway.
No,
But we
I
were
think my
definitely
favorite Mel Brooks
latchkey
is
kids.
probably going to be Blazing Saddles.
What? Oh,
My
yours is
favorite Mel Brooks
Blazing
is Blazing
Saddles.
Saddles. Yes,
I feel you.
definitely. So next week I will be in Vegas, but we will still be doing a show because at 5 o'clock I'm going to log in, and at 8 o'clock Kathy's going to log in, and our show next week is going to be Vegas acts.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be like
You think you'll go to the
the
Sphere?
the top Vegas acts in Vegas, huh?
Do you think you'll go to the Sphere?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna
I'm
go to
gonna
Vegas and let Vegas happen to you.
yeah, I'm gonna let Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Okay. But you might get over to LA too to see our cousin, see
I'm
Kari.
not. I'm not gonna go to LA. I'm not gonna have
Oh,
time to go to LA.
oh, you're not gonna have time.
Kari's coming to Vegas.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Kari's coming to Vegas, and Sid is too scared to come to Vegas and get his butt whooped. So I don't know if he's still on. He's probably not still on, but he's too scared to do that. So uh, so we're still going to
So
do the show.
this
It's
is
going to be
kind of like
about
a this is a
it's
big
going to
day.
be about the best selling acts that came to Vegas. So we're going to be talking about Sinatra. We're going to be talking about the people who have residencies in
The Rat
Vegas for a
Pack.
long time. And
Hmm.
the Rat Pack and all that kind of stuff. So Vegas acts. Yes, Penn and Teller, I think is going to be on the list. There's some previous research, Ed. So yeah, Penn and Teller will definitely be on the list because I think they're one of the top biggest acts now
Well,
or were selling.
Siegfried and Roy. I think. Well, he was talking about the guys who worked with the Lions. Well, he said Penn and Teller,
Yeah,
but also
they're both dead. They're both dead, I think, too. Did they
really
both get eaten by lions?
they didn't get eaten by lions. One did
They
get
both.
injured, but I think they're both alive.
They're both dead.
Siegfried and Roy are dead. I thought you didn't
Yeah,
do
I'm pretty
show
sure.
anymore. You're depressing me.
Sieg-
Weren't they?
Siegfried
Weren't they?
and Roy.
Weren't they a couple?
Siegfried and Roy are both. Yes.
Oh,
Siegfried died in 2021,
oh,
and Roy passed away in 2020.
oh my God! That's like.
So Siegfried and Roy are both gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No more lion tamers, and I'm pretty sure one of them got eaten by a lion. I'm telling
He
you.
didn't get eaten by a lion. I think he was mauled or he did get hurt, but that didn't kill him. If it was 2020 and 21, they probably, succumbed to COVID, which I guess people forgot about that. But hey, now that we might have somebody like RFK Jr. in charge of our health system, who
Let
knows?
it go. Let it
We
go.
might have COVID again.
Let
You
it
know,
go. Let it go.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to buy some toilet paper. But anyway, let it go. Let go. Get the poison out. All right. Next week, instead of coming from the north and the south, North Carolina, South Jersey, we'll be coming from the north and the strip. So until then, we will
Oh, you
see.
want me to strip next week too? Da 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 da. Okay. Anyway, yes, we were doing that, and then the week after that, we will be doing our tribute to Quincy Jones
Okay.
and the legacy of Quincy Jones. And we are just going to have a great time. And we want you to come back and join us every Sunday and hang out, Pop Culture Kids. Please leave comments and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Come back and visit us and come see us. And if you are in South Jersey area and you come to one of my open mics that I'm always posting, please get yourself a Pop Culture Kids shirt that I have on right here. So we have these pop.
Say Pop Culture Kids. We kind of break it down. One who knows about movies, music. Well, we haven't really done video games, but television, and we haven't done television in a while. But who knows? Uh, but we'll be talking Vegas acts next week, and following that, Quincy Jones, and maybe we'll go to a television topic. If you have an idea for a topic that Kenny can build a list around, please put it in the comments. Other than movies that people think are Christmas movies but are not, Ed. In any case,
Yeah. Or Ed and Steve, you can hit me up with your ideas since you don't hit me up to go eat with you.
Bitter Hotline, Kenny speaking, table of one. All right, we are out of here.
Same,
Have
same. Just
a great
throwing it out
week. As
there.
always, in parting, we wish you love, peace, and pop culture.
God bless your soul and keep living peace.
Kathy and Kenny in a say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.
Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kenny always in the mix. Pop culture fun fix to fix. Pop Culture Kids podcast crew, tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone. Simple everyone. I brought some for everyone.